Well, Rock, Revy, Benny, and Dutch, the four notorious criminal pirates, make up the cast of this show that we're going to be reviewing, The Black Lagoon.
Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Here I
Well, first off, I'd like to say that I hope everyone is having a good 2008 so far. I thought 2007 was a pretty good year personally, but it went by fast for me. I guess getting on to the show, The Black Lagoon. It was requested of me. It came in from an anime review request, and I've gotten about 30 or 40 requests. Thanks for taking them. I'm trying to answer them as I can. I don't have many of the shows that I'm getting requested. I had to order this one off eBay. I got it at a good price. It's in Japanese with an English dub, and the English dub is pretty suspect, but I get the gist of what's being said and what's going on. First, I'd like to say that I thought that this show, as far as animation-wise and story-wise, was rather solid. It had CG animation, but they had this thing where they could slip in the animation and I wouldn't notice the CG. And that's always good when you can do that. It's always good when you can slip something in and the audience doesn't notice, therefore it is received naturally to the audience. Now, this particular show, the action sequences I thought were breathtaking and brilliant. It is rated mature. It's rated for sex, drugs, and extreme graphic violence, and there is a lot of extreme graphic violence. There's blood flying, there's people getting shot, people getting blown to pieces. It's not quite as graphic as Gantz, but it's on the same level. The action sequences aren't particularly realistic, as far as I would say, but you might say, Mr. Anime, you're watching a anime. I mean, how realistic is it supposed to be when it's a show about pirates? But I understand where it's coming from. The action sequences aren't real. Like, they don't, I mean, no matter how good of a gunner you are, when you're up against like 10 guys with machine guns and you're in an open space running around shooting them all, you're probably going to get hit. But, you know, not in Black Lagoon. But aside from that, I thought it was really fun. It wasn't very campy. I will give a slight mention of the crew. First we have Rock, and the story starts out with this guy who's on a Japanese business trip. He's on a business trip. He's a businessman, regular white collar guy, always gets kicked around by his bosses. And anyway, he always gets kicked around by his bosses, and he's sent on this mission to deliver this disc to some people. And he's like, oh, man, I get to get out of the office. I get to go on a cruise. I get to deliver this. His boat gets hijacked by this Black Lagoon crew. And the disc, everything's all settled out. Everything gets settled. But the thing is, this Rock, he doesn't want to leave. Now that he's been taken hostage, you know, they're like, you can go. This whole matter's been settled. You can leave. But he doesn't want to leave, and that sparks a big interest in the crew. Levy is the only girl who is a member of the crew, and she is a psycho, killer, freaky girl. And her and Rock start talking. It's sort of cliched as far as the cast goes. Benny is another member of the cast, and he is your typical computer nerd guy. He's in charge of all the tech. And then there's that other guy. What's his name? Dutch. Dutch is the captain, and he's this big black dude. And he's like, ooh. But yeah, that's pretty much the crew. It seems like a very typical crew, like Bebop or Outlaw Star. You know, they all have the crazy person and the big tough captain and the guy who's all mellow and scared, and then the hot girl who's a badass. And you get that a lot in anime. But the thing that I think differentiates this one from all the rest is that they have a way to bring in side characters for only 1 or 2 episodes. And the background story and the emotion of the side character is a real tearjerker. Usually in animes, they bring in characters from, you know, episode to episode. You don't really care about them. They don't develop. But all it takes is 1 or 2 episodes in Black Lagoon, and these characters they bring in that you only see for 2 episodes and you never see them again are so compelling. It's really good to see that they're not just mindlessly bringing in people for a story, and they're bringing them in to actually capture attention and emotion of the viewers. I really like that. I think that Black Lagoon was a good anime, and I very much thank you for requesting it to me. and I am for sure going to pick up the second season. I thought that this show was probably one of the best things, aside from the unrealism to it, but I think that's fine. I think this show is one of the best things I've seen since Neon Genesis Evangelion, and I do thank you for requesting that show to me. I thought it was very good.